might say, there he goes with the card again. Like, I've got a comment on that card that I keep hearing about. Now, let me have a think. Okay, that's a really hard one, that one. Let me try and get into that one. Yes. Yes, they are. If they have names like IC1, IC2, and IC3, to me, IC1 and IC2 and IC3 all are different ethnicities. I think all those different ethnicities have a code for the police them in their process to know how to deal with them. Meaning, if it's an IC1, they've got a process to deal with that, and it's not the same as dealing with an IC2. It's not the same as that. And the two of them together, IC1 and IC2, the both of them, they're different from each other, and the two of them are different from IC3. All right, IC3 gets treated the worst out of IC1 and IC2. You might say, or some people might say, there he goes with the card again. Like, I've got a comment on that card that I keep hearing about. What is this card? Is it like a Monopoly card, you get out of jail? Well, what's this card that I keep hearing about? Is it a special card? Do you get given to it and you use it at appropriate times? What is this card? Because that's what it seems like I'm being told about this card, or he's got a chip on his shoulder. Let me make myself very, very clear. When you who experience what I have experienced, then there's a little inkling for you to speak up when you disagree with me when I'm saying, is it because of this or is it because of that? Because it's the same as discrimination. Is that like a card as well? Is that a special card? I don't deal with none of those things. Yeah? I don't deal with, oh, I'm a black man, so they're racist. I don't deal with it like that. I deal with, they're racist because they're racist. They learn it in their training. So it's institutionalized. That's why they don't recognize it, because they learned it in their training. It just speaks for itself. Everybody that goes training comes out and they're all the same when they come. They're like a Borg on Star Trek. They're being controlled and they just do the yes sir, no sir thing, 3 bags full surfing. That's what these people do. They've been trained to do that. So I say subordinate. Anybody that's on top of another person, the ones underneath are subordinate, and the ones on the top are superior. Anyone. You could be black, white, brown, pink or blue, whatever you decide you want to be. But I don't like that fact when people keep saying, oh, they're drawing the race card. It's not a card. It's the reality of what we people, whoever have to talk about that, this is the reality that we live. So we talk about it like that. So I think, yes, they are racist. I think it's institutionalized. I've told them to their faces that before, and they disagree with me. But we're all entitled to our opinion, aren't we? Of course we are. Of course we're all entitled to our opinions. So that's they definitely are. Some might say in disagreement with me. That's your prerogative. They are. Most definitely. So I'm going to put, if I feel like putting IC3 to highlight, that's the issue here. It's because of our IC3. Because you can distinguish what's going on. You can work out what's going on. When I put the 2 videos with the 2 policemen, yeah, and remember, I got assaulted both times. But I defended myself once. The time that I defended myself, I got arrested for it. And banned from that little part of the street. I can't go up there until I go to court and sort out this. Show their malicious prosecution. Show their malicious arrest. Because that's what it was. I told the first guy, Officer Constable Taylor, I told him the description of the man. He should just go and arrest him. because that's what they would do to me, and it's clear because I showed you. They got my description, but the only thing is I waited until they came, until they showed up. I waited. Yeah? I waited till they came, and I wanted to explain my story to see that how their procedure is, to see how their process is, to see if I would get arrested. Speaks volumes. Yes, they are racist. Here's another toughie, innit? Because then it's like how I just answered that question. It's quite similar. Quite similar. It's just not about skin colour. It's about a way a person's being treated, isn't it? And what's the reason probably for why they're being treated? Is it because they're different in some kind of way? Do they speak a different language? Are they tall? Are they fat? Are they slim? What is it why they get treated a different way? I don't know. Again, it's like the first answer. Sorry, it's like the answer I just gave for that question. They've learnt it in their training school. When they was going to training, all the class was learning the same thing. So it's institutionalized again. I won't go into depth about that one because I said it's very similar to the last answer I gave for the last question. The only thing is that question's about skin color. This one's about treatment, about feelings, and how you're being treated, and how you feel when you're being treated the way that you're being treated. Everybody recognizes when they're being treated a particular way. If somebody's disrespecting you, unless you're a fool, you won't recognize it. So that recognition of disrespect, it's in every aspect. It's in every aspect. Racism, discrimination, every aspect, my friend. I'll keep it like that on that question. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. I think it really wouldn't matter if there was. I don't know what they keep on talking about, this diversity thing. I don't really know what they are trying to put across to us, the public. Because no way is it like what they're trying to portray. No way at all. Even if you've got a mixture of culture in this establishment didn't just come yesterday. It didn't just come 10, 20 years ago. It came a real long time ago. And when they made this establishment, this police corporation, this police force, for these police enforcers, for these constables, when they made it, the people at that time are much different from the people. That means the public. What they were serving at the time, what they was protecting at the time. It's a much different time, but they've got the same kind of attitude. Property and extorting money. We've got the same kind of attitude. It's just we live in this time, and there's different sets of ethnics in this time. So that's why you got these categories of IC1, IC2, IC. So it doesn't matter if there is enough. They would all be the same as each other. They're like a Borg. They know one thing and they do it. Sell your mum, your sister, your brother and your aunt. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you sell out your mum, your brother. It doesn't matter if you sell out your uncle's friend. Leave it like that for now. That has a meaning to it. I'm going to leave that like that for now. All right. This one is like the one before the one just now. I'll just give an example. I'll give a different an example from that. I was in a problem with one of my neighbours, and it was a little nightmare neighbour. My story should have been on the TV. It was a nightmare neighbour who was quite young, I can't name names for legal reasons right now, but that time's running out. Yeah, I'm not surprised if some of the comments on my page are from them in a disguised name. I wouldn't be surprised at all. All right, but she had a family. She was quite young, and you know, she used to pester the police with stupid and malicious and outrageous allegations, and that lasted for a year. All right, it's finished now. I won't go into it right now, but I want to express and tell that story as well. Yeah, so police used to come around, and they found out that she was just a liar, acquitted in court. And like, I won't go too much into that, but my point is the police used to come every time. She used to call them. She used to call them for things like me walking past her. Yeah. She used to call them for things like another black face that I don't even know. She used to call the police and say some black people who must be connected to me are walking behind her. And stupidly, the police used to come. The police used to come and question me now. Not fan her off and says, well, you know what, if you haven't got no evidence, we can't really do nothing about that. It's your word against his. They don't play that game. All right? So, again, it's like one of the previous questions, and I've given the example. Do I need to answer that one? Do I need to answer? No? Let's skip that one. All right. That's 100% yes. Of course they do. How else would they be police officers if they're not in control? Holding up their chests, you know, their arms in their waist, coat, whatever that shit is that they've got on, arms in it, bopping up and down. You know, some of them look at you, some of them raise their eyebrows too often, some of them just don't say nothing, some of them say stupidness, some of them, you get the point. Alright, so my thing is, when I'm talking to them, they allow me to talk for a little part until they feel satisfied that they've got enough of what I'm trying to explain. And 100% of the time, it's not the case. I'm just starting when I'm explaining, or I'm just starting when I'm just talking, but they stop me midway through, and they start talking their thing. And no, you should listen to me, or no, my colleague's going to say, or they say all these things. Fella, listen, I've told you once, we're going round and round in circles. Who are you talking to? I've told you, I'm not going to get into an argument with you. And they say all this stuff, and they say it so softly, but it's very aggravating. It's so aggravating that it just messes up your peacefulness and your tranquility. You have no choice, after they've finished being so polite and kind and smiley, you've got no choice but to become aggressive, because what they're dealing with is what they've been trained to do. Yeah, pretend to be nice, but because it's so hard for them, you know, it's so hard for them to pretend to be nice, they half explode when you say something that they don't like. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong, peeps. I don't think I'm wrong at all. Let's continue. How much more is there? Okay. Okay, two more. So yeah, they try to control the conversation. If you allow them to, they'll just have up the conversation. That means supervise the conversation, tell you what you mean, tell you where you was going, tell you that they don't believe this, or they don't believe that, or they're concerned about this. All of that, what they say or try to show you, BS. It's rubbish. All of what they try to show you is rubbish. All right? Get that in your head. Look, tell your friend them if they don't know. Tell them I'm telling them. If they don't understand what's going on, see, just ask a question to me. And here I deal with the answer, because the answer is how I deal with them. Remember, I don't break the law, you know. I just defend this thing. Right? I'm a defender. If you come to me with your fist, I'm coming to you with my fist. If you come to me with, I'm coming to you. It's really simple. I don't really like the tick for tack, you know. That's why I just defend. I don't start the thing. Straight. Oh dear. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. They are. And that's what is that's the facade. Because it's too much of that. It's overpowering. Yeah? But they've been shown to do that in their training school. You hear me ask the boy, did you sign an oath of office? And he was like, no. So I was like, ain't you supposed to sign an oath of office? And he was like, I actually attested one. So I'm like, what? What do you mean you attested one? Then that means you're not a real policeman. And you must be a real police enforcer or a real police constable. You're not a policeman. You know, like to serve the public and their property and assist with any wrongdoings and get the bad guys. You're not one of them guys. You are the bad guy. You're a member of a gang. And that gang is going on much